Hi, Lark. It's good to see you. We've seen you a few times, not for this, but out and around.
Yeah.
And you've got to present this Sunday at kind of a music.
It's a big deal. It's a big red carpet. Not only am I on the red carpet as an interviewer, but I'm also a presenter. So I'll be on stage. I'll be on the red carpet, and then there's the green room afterwards. It's the Vegas Rock. Vegas Rock Awards, Vegas Rock Magazine's 6th anniversary.
Okay.
So they're bringing in a lot of different rock and roll celebrities. Glenn Hughes, who's British rock royalty, who's with Deep Purple and Black Sabbath, and Dee Snider, and a lot of different guys from Aerosmith. So along with the local aspect, because Las Vegas is across the board interesting for everybody, especially rock and roll. So what they're doing is they're also filming it, so it's going to be live to air. So I got to look good. The bottom line stuff, I got to look good.
Well, you look good already, but if you want, we can help with it. We're going to try. You've asked me to help you a little bit with some of the wrinkles around your forehead.
It's been a stressful year or so, and I haven't had anything done in over a year.
Yeah, you look good. You don't really have that many. Wrinkle for me or frown for me. Yeah, you're not that bad. Lift your forehead straight up. You're really not that bad.
Because I used to kind of do it, but you see, I see where my eyes are, at least before when it pulls it up.
Yeah, we can lift your eyebrows, absolutely.
And I don't know, I see it.
Okay.
I see it, and I see it, in the forehead, the stress.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's a lot of stress, but
and then sometimes isn't it right around?
Yeah, we're going to soften the crow's feet and things.
Well, I don't know, what faces am I supposed to make?
No, that's good. Yeah, just squint your eyes or frown, those things. Yeah. So we're going to use Dysport today instead of Botox, okay? And Dysport is the new Botox, okay?
It is?
Well, I mean, I don't know that we can even legally say that. But Botox is used to paralyze muscles, and then by doing that, we get a nicer, less frowns. I'll explain, or less lines. And Dysport does the same thing. They're both botulinum toxin, okay? And they're made in slightly different ways, but they basically work the same way, which is to paralyze muscles. And as you probably already know from having had this done before, we can't paralyze every muscle. We don't even want to do that, okay?
Right.
But there are some you don't need, like the frown. If you frown for me, you don't need these. Okay, this is the corrugator and procerus muscles. All they do is frown. So knocking that out just means you can't frown. Nobody cares about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Wrinkle your lift your eyebrows straight up. So these ones are the frontalis muscle is contracting here. And it moves the whole forehead, but you don't really need it for the center of the forehead. You only need it to lift the eyebrows.
Oh.
So we can knock that out. You can paralyze that, and when it can't contract, then it can't pull the skin together and create the wrinkles. When you were 10, okay, and you went like this, but when you were 10, your skin had a lot of elasticity. You didn't see the wrinkles, so you could handle it. Okay, it could slide over the muscles really quite well. Now the skin is not as elastic; it's a little stiffer. And when you do that, now we see the wrinkles pop out. But if we can block the muscle, can't contract, you don't see the wrinkles.
Well, how is it that it seems like it even makes the skin smoother? Is it that because it's tightening it? Or
no, it's smoother because it's not contracting. The muscle's not contracting. It lifts not because it really lifts, okay? Things that lift your eyebrow, the frontalis lifts, the orbicularis, or the eye muscles, pulls down, okay? So if you block the pull down, or the lifter wins, and they lift up a little. So that's how that works.
So and it kind of gets rid of those lines here? Or?
Well, we need to leave some here, okay, or we won't lift the eyebrow. Remember, we can't knock out the frontalis. So you have to have your choice. I either take care of those lines, we don't lift the eyebrow, or I lift the eyebrow, but we have to leave a couple lines right here. We have to leave this muscle intact right here. Or
what do we want to do, Doc?
Usually leave that muscle intact and lift your eyebrows.
Lift the eyebrows. Okay.
Yeah, just lift the eyebrows a little bit. And then we come along the crow's feet. The muscle around the eye is a sphincter. It's a circle. People have seen those cutaways in the body's exhibits and things.
Sure.
They see, round muscles around the eyes and mouth. You need part of that muscle to close, but you don't need this part out here. So if we paralyze, a little part of that sphincter out here, then it doesn't contract. You don't get the crow's feet.
Oh, it smooths that out.
Yeah, so we'll smooth that out for you a little too. No, you look great for your age. I know what your age is. We're not going to say, or I know about what it is. You're getting close to 35 now, and soon to be 36. So.
I always say I'm taller than I sound, and I'm younger than I weigh, so it gives me triple digits to go into.
Younger than you weigh.
I got a curious question, because you hear so many stories about Botox does this and Botox does that, and I hear people saying, well, I had my neck shot, and I had, you know, this part.
Yeah, you can do those kind of things.
Gel.
Yeah, it doesn't do much at all. I mean, you can do the platysma bands a little bit. You can inject some Botox that will soften them. There's a muscle right here that sometimes in people, you don't have them, but you know, they form those bands.
Oh, sure.
And there's a little muscle that does that. You don't need that muscle either, so you can paralyze that muscle. And it helps with those bands. The problem with doing that, okay, is Botox and Dysport, they're kind of expensive, so you know, it takes a lot of Dysport or Botox to paralyze these little bands, and it only lasts, you know, 3 to 4 months. And then you got to go over with that expense again. That's the downside. So if you're made of money and you want to do it, you can do it. But you know, doing these bands is a little bit costly for most people. It doesn't last a long time, and it needs a lot of it to do it.
So there's limitations on the magic.
Yeah, absolutely. And it won't lift the jowls really at all. And
so what,
I mean, it really won't.
When that starts to go, you just gotta.
You have to do a mini tuck or something like that. Yeah, absolutely. But it's not going to really lift the jowls. It can help sometimes with these little lines here if we paralyze a little muscle right here and here.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah, and that's what maybe they're talking about. It can soften that a tiny bit, but you have to be very careful because then it affects your frown, and your, you know, and
everything affects everything else.
Yeah, it's sort of like that.
And then when they put the, what is it? They put cheeks in, so that's another.
Well, you know,
I heard.
we put fat in now. You know, we used to put cheek implants, but we can put fat in. It works better. Natural, and yeah, when your cheeks get a little more full, of course it lifts.
Everything amazing.
Of course, when you were young, they were more full. As we age, we lose the fat right under the skin, that subcutaneous fat. It goes into deeper areas where we don't want it, you know. So that's the downside. The fat goes into areas you don't want it, and out of areas where you actually do want it. You do want it in your cheeks. You know, you don't want it in the bags under your eyes. You know.
Right.
You know, you do want it right under your skin. You don't want it wrapped around your organs, in your gut. You know, a little more. Like we get in men more, so.
So you think, and do you think that if you keep up with, am I doing okay for my age?
Yeah, I know about your age. She looks she really looks fantastic for her age. We're not going to talk about it. Yeah, you look great for your age. Yeah, very pretty woman. Your old boyfriend was a very handsome guy. You know,
he was, wasn't he? Well, they're doing a tribute to him. That's another reason I really want to look good. Glenn Hughes is coming in to sing and perform a tribute to him, and they're giving him an award because he loved this town and he was well loved in this town.
And everyone liked him. Very nice guy.
So it's a really special event.
Yeah, I took a picture of him with him, and I showed it to my son. My son was impressed. He's like, "Ooh,
good-looking guy."
Yeah, and you know, he was
tall like you.
Yeah, he was tall, good-looking, tan, handsome guy. He didn't look his age either.
No, he didn't.
Not at all.
Yeah. So it's going to be a fun event, and it's going to be even better now because you're going to.
No, we'll make this with. It's a tiny little, it's little tweaks. It's not a big deal, you know.
It is to me, you know, and I think when you feel better, even if it's just the little things, you know, you project that too.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So, you know, what we're going to do is we'll have you come over to the exam table.
Okay.
You know, so you sit down.
I just have powder on. Do I need to?
I'm going to have to. I'll wipe it off. Okay. Unfortunately, that's the downside.
I didn't want to come in and scare anybody. You know?
All right. No makeup. And then we'll just flip up the table right here. And my esthetician is going to help me. This is Heidi. Heidi Crawford Dinan, and she's our new esthetician. She's going to be working with us now. And she's actually a pretty neat person. She was a former Mrs. America. So yeah, you can see it. Yeah, you can kind of see it just by looking at her. She's very pretty. So
very pretty.
So I'm gonna sit your head, just sit you back a little bit, okay? And we'll maybe lift you up a little. There we go. And then, you know, unfortunately, we're going to have to wipe off some of the
No, it's just powder, so
it's just powder.
Yeah, I just put powder on.
This is a little, you've got a little...
I didn't scare the outside world when I think.
And then, you know, some little injections. They do hurt a little bit. Do you have a little alcohol smoke for maybe? And,
you got a bundle for my mouth?
Unfortunately, there's tiny little needle sticks. The good thing about it is the smallest needles that we can use, okay, so that's good. And the bad thing about it, Dysport, you know, the advantages of Dysport over Botox are very similar. I mean, they are really similar, and even right down to the stinkers priced them the same, you know, so, you know, they could, you know, and they're overpriced, so if the world wants to know, yeah, they charge too much. And most of your cost for the Dysport and Botox is the company, it's not the doctor doing it. But they work, basically the same way. They paralyze muscles, okay, but we can't paralyze every muscle. Remember, I mentioned that. And
education to know which ones are the right ones to
yeah, no, that's why you should go.
Everybody's different, right?
Well, a little different, not a ton different, but that's why you need to go to, make sure you go to a well-trained, board-certified plastic surgeon, or you can do a dermatologist or facial plastic surgeons. Don't just go to any old person. So you can see these frown lines. That's the ones we're going to get. So, turn your head towards me. It helps if we ice it a little. Maybe if Heidi will stand on the other side. If we ice that, ice takes some of the pain away. Okay. You tell me when it's frozen, and then you'll find you'll be glad it's frozen actually. So don't skip on that. Okay. All right.
Am I good on this one?
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead and take it off now. Okay. Then wrinkle for me. I'll get it, and I'll relax a little bit. Okay. I'll get it. Okay. Good. Then wrinkle again. Again, relax. Okay. And wrinkle again. Relax. And wrinkle again. Relax. Tends to spread a little more than the Botox, so we have to be a little more careful with it. They can make the eye droopy instead of lifted. Okay. So we have to be sort of careful with it. Yeah. I want you to put some ice here. It hurts most on the side of the eye, so don't trust me. Don't skip there. Use this hand for this one.
What now?
There you go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one for the other side. Okay. And Heidi will have to hold that other side. You tell me when it's really cold. Okay. It's really, really cold. It also prevents some bruising too. So there's some advantages to using that ice. It will constrict the blood vessels, and the chance of bruising will go down. If you think it's cold enough, let's do it. Okay, take this one away. Squint your eyes for me. Okay, now relax. Okay. Okay, good. Squint your eyes for me, and then relax. Then we'll lift that eyebrow just a tiny bit.
Right.
Good. Let's go to the other side. Is it? Okay, you're all ready? But see now, once you realize the ice helps, notice how she gets a lot more, Okay, go ahead and relax, okay? Like I said, it does prevent the bruising, so we're kind of glad that. That.
Really?
I don't want to bruise you. I want to make this better, not worse. I don't want you coming after me and suddenly I'm all bruised. It's important you ice it pretty well afterwards, okay?
Right.
I do want you definitely ice it. Now we can come across the forehead lines. Wrinkles straight up for me. And you can put a little ice on. See?
You scared me. I remember where's my ice.
Where's that ice?
That's my friend.
Exactly. We're gonna do a little more in a V shape. So let me help you put the ice like that. Heidi, will you hold that right there?
It's cold fast.
Yeah, it does. You tell me when you feel like it's cold. It feels cold. Okay, good. Okay. Now wrinkle straight up and then relax. Okay. Pause here.
Makeup technique.
They have to use them. Now squint your eyes for me a little.
Which this is 20.
Just squint both of them. Yeah, like that. Just a tiny bit more. I'll try to get this little, so like that. So Heidi's going to just push those in. We push it away from the eye. Okay. Just a little bit. And we're going to push it away from the eye. Let that down. And hopefully 2 to 4 days is the fastest it will work. All right. Let me see if there's any bruising anywhere. I don't see any bruising, but possibly a tiny bit, so maybe hold the little eyes right there hiding, and then you know, I want you to go around the eyes a little. Okay, that's where it tends to bruise. So just do it around the eyes a little.
You're tuned in to the Dr. Smith and Friends Medical Hour here on JJLN Radio.